You're listening to Where You Live with Gene and Tony.
Welcome back to Where You Live with Gene and Tony. We're broadcasting from the Natural Green Lawn and Landscape Studios. We're brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Kim Bennett Agency, and by Extreme Exteriors. You can count on Extreme Exteriors for expert installation of siding, roofing, soffits, fascia, decks, windows, and more. With their knowledge and experience, they can design the perfect solution to make your home beautiful and energy efficient, saving you maintenance and money for years to come. Call Extreme Exteriors at 763-441-1334 and tell them Gene and Tony sent you. It's time to hear from the Community Associations Institute. The CAI Minute is brought to you by New Concepts Rental Management. Whether you're an accidental landlord or a seasoned investor, New Concepts Rental Management can help you achieve your financial goals. New Concepts Rental Management can advise and guide you through every aspect of the business. Give me a call, Tony Crockett, at New Concepts Rental Management, 952-922-2500.
Are you a member of the Community Associations Institute? For nearly 40 years, CAI has provided education and resources to volunteer homeowners who govern community associations and the professionals who support them. Visit caionline.org to learn more. That address again is caionline.org. CAI helps community association board members by providing online resources, in-person training, and hard copy publications written by association management experts. CAI offers community managers professional development, networking opportunities, and a certification program that's established as the industry standard nationwide. Minnesota has its own chapter of the Community Associations Institute to bring resources and tools from community associations around the country right to your home. Visit caimn.com to learn more and become a member of CAI today. Your community and management company will benefit from your involvement. Join the Community Associations Institute today at caimn.com and click on Membership.
Gene, we've been talking about a blog posting written by a Virginia law firm, Tarley Robinson, regarding unauthorized practice of law as it pertains to community associations in Virginia, right?
That's right.
So this is specifically, this law firm is addressing that issue, and they want more clarification or more restriction on the unauthorized practice of law in this situation.
They would like to do, and that's because the state of Virginia this last year has had some major legislation that has been driven by lobbyists of attorneys who have felt that some of the things that we do as property managers should not be done because it's taking away, I think, income from them. And I think
right.
that's why why they're driving this home. Like I said before, this is not a consumer-driven law. I'm all for that. When people in a state rise up and say, hey, we've got some issues and some problems,
consumers,
yes,
right.
there is a place and a responsibility that the legislature has to deal with this. But in this particular case, that's not what we're looking at here. We're taking a look at things that I think you and I certainly believe we can handle and do handle for our clients day in and day out. But it is also because we are trained, we are licensed as well in being able to handle these aspects for our clients and saving them a lot more money than the fees that an attorney.
For one thing, we're dealing with the same issues over and over and over and over again. I'm not trying to pretend, or you're not trying to pretend that we know everything there is to know about real estate law.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, I know how to fill out a form granting someone power of attorney. I know how to fill out a lien form because we've done it and seen it over and over and over again. What I find interesting about this push is they make a distinction between employer and employee.
Yes.
In other words, and in the opposite way you would think, an employer can direct their employee to fill out a form. I, as a landlord, can tell my caretaker to fill out a power of attorney for me or sign a lease for me, right?
Yeah.
But a client cannot let his licensed and trained agent fill out that same form.
Yeah. And this is what I think is absurd. And let me share with our listeners why. the word client is a very interesting word. It comes from a Latin word, which means to lean upon.
Okay.
So when you have a client, that means they are leaning upon you.
Right.
They are
relying
on you for support. Mm-hmm. And that is a very apt description. It is not customers we have clients.
That's right, because we have signed a contract, specific contract with them.
Yes.
Right?
And it is important for everybody to know that in all these 50 states of ours in the United States, it is a requirement that if you are going to be involved in the sale or management of real estate, of property, you must be licensed. You must be certified with a state portion where you know state law and state statute.
Regarding your industry.
Yes, and you know federal law regarding this.
Right.
And you need to pass that, and you need to be in good standing.
You need to get continuing education every year about these very topics.
Just like an attorney. And so who are the people that can deal with contracts or documents? Attorneys and licensed real estate people. And in property management, we are licensed in real estate in being able to handle these things.
That then answers my earlier question. Why are the attorneys targeting property management? It's because we're a real threat to their business, don't you think? Because we really do know what we're doing.
Well, yes. I mean, take a look at the facts. We know that in the last 10 to 20 years, the whole industry of townhomes and condominiums, of what's called CIC management, of common interest communities, has exploded. It now you're dealing with representing a little over 20% of the entire population in the United States are people who live in a homeowners association of some type.
Yeah, that's huge.
So that's a lot. That is a lot of business. And I certainly don't mind, again, a legislature that wants to take a look at something when it comes to protecting the consumer. But when you're dealing with people who are looking to protect their business, that's a conflict.
From competition of some kind.
That's a conflict that needs to be brought out in the open.
Yeah,
that's
right.
what's going on here.
That's right. I think it's I'm not sure how we would even do our job if we were not allowed to talk about the laws relating to our work and our clients. Yeah. How can I explain the process of protecting yourself or the process of applying the law correctly if I'm going to be prohibited from unauthorized practice?
That's a great point. There are, in this blog, I think there's about 3-4 different ideas that they want to go into, and I want you to talk about this at first because it states here that in the state statute it says a non-lawyer shall not furnish to another for compensation, direct or indirect, advice or service under circumstances which require his or her use of legal knowledge or skill in the application of any new law. Talk to me, Tony.
So this is telling me this is new legislation that's being suggested. Is that right?
Yeah.
That I cannot furnish to my clients any experience, skill, education, or knowledge I have about laws.
So they're saying
I can only share with them the stuff I know nothing about.
So we're talking about this is what is being proposed as what the understanding is of the unauthorized practice of law.
Good grief.
This is part of the definition.
Providing advice or service, my knowledge or skill in the application of law. That would be specifically prohibited.
Yes.
Now later it says, except as an employee to his employer, or it does say as permitted by the rules of such agency. But they're trying to say the agency between a property manager and their client is not covered by this.
I think what they're doing is I think they're stumbling on their own words.
There you go. They're kind of contradicting themselves.
In their attempt to try and to, I guess, carve out a little bit more of the business for them, I think they have some issues in trying to deal with this.
Yeah, that's right, because they're coming up against their own contradictions, I think. It kind of boggles my mind. I think about the attorneys that we have such great relationships with, and I don't think they would agree with this.
No, I don't think so either. Well, this is an interesting topic. We've got a lot more to say about it, but we need to take a break, so we're going to do that right now. Don't go away. A lot more of Where You Live with Gene and Tony after these messages.